everyone. I'm going to be reading from my book, The Hare and the Moon, which is my treasure hunt book, and I'm going to read the very first chapter, which is Aries today. Aries. The man in the moon called the hare to his side and said, "My beautiful fertility goddess, I can feel in your heart you are unhappy here, so I want you to follow my guidance for your release back to Earth. You must first return to Earth in the month of the March Hare, at the time of Aries, the first of the zodiac constellations. Aries is the sign of the ram, and you must bring its golden fleece to me at the time of the full moon, when my powers are at their fullest. However, they will then start to fade until the next new moon. You must store the treasures somewhere safe among the moon's craters and seas. With the next zodiac sign and the path of the sun, you will continue your journey. You must first concentrate on bringing me the wealth of the golden fleece by any means you can. Along the way, you must learn all you can about Aries to get the help and understanding you will need for your success." The hare, nestling into the man in the moon, relishing his warmth and protection, felt elated to know there was a path to regain her freedom. Freedom had been something she had always cherished, and she knew she was a totem to many mortals who also believed in such freedom. She took his advice and set about researching the first zodiac sign. She learnt that Aries, the ram, is a sign of the pioneer and warrior leader, and its ruler is Mars, the Roman god of war. She thought, this is going to be tough to go up against the ram. She had the foresight to ask the planet Mars if he would be so kind as to lower her to Earth. Through her research, she learnt the site of Aries in Wiltshire was Barbary Castle, once an old Roman settlement and hill fort. Now, it said, the steadfast Wiltshire horned sheep roamed there, and walking amongst them would be the sacred ram with the golden fleece. Aries has the amazing force of the ram and the softness of the lamb. The hare was aware when Mars had lowered her to Barbary Castle. The way to win the fleece was to immerse herself in the qualities of Aries. Forcefulness is central to their nature. However, their softness protects the people they love. She realised she could work with Aries' natural toughness through its influence of the planet Mars. As the god of war, the ram would instinctively charge to protect his sheep and land, and she would be forced to battle him until she had won the challenge. Then she could claim the golden fleece. If she won, she thought, what an amazingly valuable treasure to have in my possession. She also discovered Aries is the leader of the flock and meets life's challenges head on. Arians always put themselves first, pushing forward, since they are the first sign in the zodiac. She knew as long as she met the ram head on, she had a chance. She was determined now and encouraged by her learnings. Calling to Mars, she said, "Dear Mars, can you help me to get to the landmark of Barbary Castle, the site of Aries?" Mars replied, "Of course, dear hare. I am one of the moon's allies, so it is a delight to be able to help you." The hare took an almighty leap from its ethereal presence on the moon to Mars's fiery surface. With flame-like speed, Mars passed through the universe, landing at Barbary Castle at night. With the red glow of Mars haloing her, she was lowered gently to the old Roman hill fort. The perfect location with the perfect helpers, she said to herself. As Mars is the planet representing the Roman god of war, she was truly ready for a battle. With the speed of the wind, she was carried, and the strength of thunder seemed to envelop her, consuming her whole body. Every sinew was taut with heightened energy from the power of Mars. Bravely finding the ram, she fought him, knowing Mars's fire would weaken his spirit, yet breathe great strength into her. As she hoped, the energy of Mars carried within her body drained the powerful ram, and he could only fight with the softness of a gentle lamb. She watched as the ram's inflamed eyes, full of fire, smouldered and then diminished to grey, wispy smoke as his fury left him. He was forced to surrender, and she sheared the priceless golden fleece from his back as he lay down in submission. Leaping back to Mars's burning surface, she was lifted up to the moon by the warrior planet. Once there, she presented the valuable golden fleece to the man in the moon. He was delighted to see her safe and congratulated her for her understanding Aries, his moods and powers. Her learning had helped her clever idea absorbing the strength of Mars to defeat the ram and win the fleece. They needed to stow the fleece on the moon, so decided on the sea of vapours to keep its powers and unique wealth safe and hidden from the eyes of the earth turning below. Now the golden fleece had been gathered. The man in the moon was very encouraged. His beautiful Hare had completed the first task with ingenuity and determination. So this is the golden fleece that the Hare has to shear from the ram, and here's the ram and Mars, the planet Mars, and the Hare battling the ram, and the softness of the lamb below, and the constellation of Aries in the sky. And within the border and also in the story, there's clues to find the treasure. I hope you enjoyed. Look forward to seeing you again.